Okay, so it's recording. So good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining the Social Media Now webinar, where our goal here is to be able to by the time we finish this hour, it's going to be a really quick hour. And I keep revising the presentation to just make sure that it has enough in there that when you leave today, you'll have what you need. One aspect I wanted to focus on is the fact that social media is about sociology and psychology much more than technology. I am someone who I would consider myself a technologist, but what has been fascinating is the fact that we've learned so much about sociology with even what's been happening with COVID-19, and then the psychology of how we react to what people post and how we're able to get people involved and to buy what we have. That is the psychology behind it. Next slide.
Just one moment. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so for today's presentation, we'll go over why use social media, what social media platforms you have, what social media tools we are available to us, content, as well as advertising, to share that information for you. But before we do that, I want to share a little bit about myself and why I'm in a position to be able to help you and give you this helpful information. So I have been in IT for about 30 years. I always say that I started when I was 5. If you can go back, I started when I was 5. So although it's been a long time, it's not that bad. And with my experience, I started in software development, project management, social media. I worked on what is now Wells Fargo social media platform. I was the project manager for that project, where you see what they have now, and that involved Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, just making sure that they had what they needed. I also now, we have agile development. You may find that people are called Scrum Masters, and there's a different type of more improved way of software development. I have that experience. When it comes to social media, I am a social media strategist, and I have been doing this for 11 years. I think many of us signed up on Facebook in 2007. And just because of my passion with technology, I made it a point to make sure that I understood how to get it working. I'm also an adjunct professor for a university online, so I teach information governance as well as project management. Sorry. So my initial passions have been, to give some background, many years ago, I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a form of cancer. And next slide. And as part of the process, and in order to share my story, I wrote the book, I Open My Heart. Right now it's ebook. I don't have copies of it. But as I was doing that, writing positive affirmations and quotes for everyone, that was what grew the I Open My Heart fan page. And of course, during that time, I worked on my health, making sure that I had everything that I needed in fitness. And so that translated also into the Fit Genie fan page. And many of you know that when I traveled last year to Ghana, I brought a lot of stuff back with me. So after a while, I bought like a couple of extra suitcases back. And after a while, I had a lot of inventory still. So I thought, well, I'll just put that online and be able to sell that. So that is where Aseda came from. And Aseda means thank you or gratitude. It's a Ghanaian word. So those are examples. And then I'm also on Instagram. I try and do much better. I'm doing better on Instagram now. But with Instagram, I think many of us, the older ones of us we were on Facebook, and the young ones moved and left us and went to Instagram. Well, of course, many of us followed them there. And the same thing is happening with TikTok. Whereas many of us, many of the kids, the younger kids are on TikTok. You'll find that now people are realizing, celebrities, actors, actresses are realizing that there is a great wealth of marketing gold on TikTok in those 15-second excerpts. And I did think actually to share a clip, because Chloe, my daughter, my 8-year-old, is teaching me about TikTok. And so by this time next year or towards the end of the year, it'll be what we see now with TikTok, where no one, many of us don't want anything to do with it. It's going to change. So why, ordinarily, innovation is essential for small businesses to survive. And business must find a way to get the word out about their business, especially if they were brick and mortar. With COVID-19, that has taken it to a totally different level where, so many businesses are shuttered. So the question is, what are we going to do to make up for what we've lost now? In addition, what are we going to do to set ourselves up to be able to hit the ground running when the different phases of businesses finally open? For many of us women, I may not know what's in phases 1 and 2, but I do know that nails, gyms, and hair shops are phase 3. And when they open, are we going to be ready for that? So next, I want to show, just give a highlight of what we're going to talk about today. The reason why I want to make sure that everyone leaves equipped with something that they can, they're motivated, they're inspired to get started today. These are the quick wins. We'll talk about, I want to share the new Facebook and Instagram changes. I want to also for sure share about community, what you can do with the Nextdoor app. I also want to talk about the Facebook ads, about $1 a day, because that's the minimum Facebook will allow you, but it is so effective. There's also the Facebook boost, and then where we can find and schedule content. So I'm going to breeze through, but make sure that you have what you need. So with social media specifics, in early 2019, we had, you can see that the different demographics online, you had 73% on YouTube as a whole, 59% of adults on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. We had lower numbers for WhatsApp, but with WhatsApp, I do feel that, those numbers even were reflective, because most people with family out, as long as they were outside the US, we were on WhatsApp. Like I didn't realize how active that was. So you have many people who are actually not on Facebook, were on WhatsApp, because as quiet as it's kept, you on WhatsApp, you can share large files. So that was one of the best things that I knew. Things that you can't share, you won't be able to, transfer Android to iPhone, or even iPhone to iPhone. You can upload that to WhatsApp and it'll get shared. Next though, so this was early 2019, those were the numbers. Now looking at early where we are now, we can skip that one because it still speaks to the past one. Thanks, Charmaine. So now where we are, we know that there are 2.27 billion users, and that's on Facebook and Instagram. And 75% log in daily, because many are working from home. As we saw, Nationwide Insurance said that up until the end of the year, they're going remote. So you don't have people having to commute and be in the office and be sociable. They're home and they can log in. And even for me personally, there are people that I've seen in the past couple of months that I've been Facebook friends with for years, and I forgot that they existed, but people are more active. And that is a bonus, and that's a motivation for small business owners that they're out there. There's also a 76% increase in engagement, and then a 66% increase in usage. So this is prime time, even though it's harrowing for many. And I think right now, many of us can say that we know someone personally who has who was tested positive for the virus. So there is a lot going on, but still life is going on. And so how are we able to move forward with compassion in spite of what's going on? So why now? 60% of consumers visit your Facebook. So as a business, as a small business, it's important to note that 60% of your customers, and I know that I'm one of them, I will visit a Facebook page before I visit either their store or their website. And I do remember that before this happened, there was a really great lady who sells clothes in Oakland. I have not been to her brick and mortar, but every week I would wait to see what she had on sale in her store. And then 80% of consumers are more likely to purchase from you if they find you a credible Facebook page. And again, speaking for me, I know that I at least need to see that they have something and they've taken the time to create something.
Mm-hmm.
The last one is 62% of consumers say Facebook is the most important and useful media channel to research small businesses. There may be some of us on the call who don't do that, but that is my go-to. I will do, if I'm told about a company or I hear about it, I'll go to Facebook and look in the search bar first. And then, I know that more millennials will look on Instagram first. That's their go-to. So next, for you, now that you know where we are with these and how you're better placed. Let's talk about your social media platform. And so this is the first time I've done this. We're going to do a poll. So bear with me. Do you see a poll on your screen that says what social media platforms you regularly use? Oh, great, it's working. So you can put more than one. So click more than one and you can share. Thank you for your participation. We'll just give it a few more seconds. So does anyone still use MySpace? Or if you have a question about what is social media, you can check that too. All right. So as we see, most of us are on, oh, well, I see, but you don't, so I'll share that. Okay, you can see so most of us are on Facebook and Instagram, which is great. And I keep talking about, small businesses, and for small businesses, a quick one before I forget is make sure that your company is on LinkedIn. So even though we don't use it as much, make sure that you set up, and we can work offline on that you set up a LinkedIn presence. And what you do is you'll set up your LinkedIn page. And if you're someone who also works for an employer, you will still do your posts on your personal page and then reference your employer. So let me stop this and exit. But before we go there, let me ask what your confidence level is when you're posting and creating content before we go, just to gauge how you feel. How confident are you when it comes for your business or as an individual? How confident are you in posting what you need and knowing that you're going to get all that engagement? Okay. So most of us get by, and a few of us are just there because that's where the party is. Thank you. Oh, share results. Didn't share the results, so you guys should be able to see it now. Right. So very confident, but most of us just get by. All right. So moving on. Thank you. So as we're moving through this and learning more, as a small business, you want to take a look at your follower demographic. So if you do, for example, have a company, you know, your demographic is women over 40 who may be going through health issues, hormonal changes. You want to make sure that you're cognizant of what they need rather than, you know, just focusing on those who, just by virtue of their metabolism, you know, what they eat, as long as they work, you know, they burn more than they eat, that is gonna, you know, they're gonna lose weight. For those who are older, that math doesn't usually compute. So, you know, you make sure that you take note of that. For you, Judy, you work with, you know, with your mannequin business, just making sure that, you know, and you know, working on people who have similar Instagram pages, who have similar Facebook pages, that you will follow them, and now people are much better with following back. And then you tailor your content to reach them. And then also looking at your location, and psychographic is, you know, the details of what their interests are, their ages, and then looking at your competitors. I know that when I started with the fitness and the I Open My Heart, I was always making sure that I could see what my competitors were doing. And I do appreciate in our local Bay Area that the women that I know who do fitness, that there is a sense of collaboration, because there is enough space for everybody to be able to thrive and survive. So next, we can skip a few slides in the interest of time and go straight to the quick wins. We can skip that, Shemaine. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the new Facebook and Instagram changes. As I had mentioned before, I'll show you how you can leverage Nextdoor today. As soon as you're done, you can check in and let me know that you set up your Nextdoor, you claimed your business on Nextdoor. You can also check in and let me know that you did an ad for your fan page and did a boost, and then also finding and scheduling content. So let's go ahead and look at the Facebook and Instagram changes. For Facebook and Instagram, they now have a new category on small business. When you're on your fan page, you do a post. Actually, what I've been remiss in the chat, could you please just say yes or no if you have a fan page for your business? If you have a fan page for, yeah, if you have, just put yes or no in the chat. So I can make sure that I address. Okay, and by fan, so let me, and so you can have a fan page on Facebook, and or on Instagram, you've set your Instagram page up as a business, because many of us have pages on Instagram where it's just us as individuals, but you can go through the process and then you can make it a business. So when people like or view, Instagram will give you insight. They'll show you who liked and who viewed and how many and the percentages. It's really good. Okay, so it's pretty equal, but I'll make sure that I'm clearer when I'm speaking about some of this information. So when you're on Facebook and you decide that, well, I want to boost a post, or I want to create an ad, start from scratch and create an ad, there's a new small business category. There's whether it's education or it's credit, and you have, if your ad applies, in one of those. So for example, you're saying we're giving loans, you have a post and you're saying you're giving loans, you have to make sure you check that box, because when they're approving your ad, they may decline it if you forget to check it. That's just one thing. That's been rolling out since February. And so most of the fan pages that I deal with have that already. And now with the news feed, they have become stricter on the news feed, where there's a difference between, so let me explain also, there's a difference between when we say organic and then we say sponsored. And organic for all of us is when you've made a post and you made a post and it just goes. You didn't have to do a sponsored ad for it or pay any money for it. And so now, they're factoring in if it's relevant to your business and the quality of it. So we just, you just have to be on point now. And Instagram, so, I mentioned Instagram removing the number of likes and views for business. That's why it's going to be advisable if you don't have a separate business, when you upgrade to your Instagram page to a business, Instagram is removing the number of likes, so your customers won't be able to see that, because Instagram feels that that's not necessary. You should like a post because you like it and not because of groupthink. How many of you have Facebook groups? In addition to a fan page, you have a Facebook group. Because if you don't, then I won't go deep into this. Okay, so Judy does. Okay, and okay, good. So this is important. With Facebook groups, if someone, so I've been a member of many groups where it's been a fight to the death, right? You have people fighting in your groups, but sometimes too, you have people who provide positive information, and that's good too. If a user leaves a group now, I'm not quite sure if it's happened for everybody, because the groups I'm in, they're not fighting that much. But if a user leaves a group, you can remove, they can remove their prior posts. So if you happen to be in your group and you see that, well, everything from that person is gone and they didn't block you, that's what happened. They took all their stuff and left your group. But this is very important. Group admins are now in charge of policing their content. Now, it's not going to be 100%, leaving it to group admins to police the content. But that some people post things where they don't really think before they post. And it's very important that you monitor that, whether it's political, whether it's a different type of religious bias, whether it's racist. You have to make sure that you pay more attention to it. And remove it. So don't be on the fence, remove it, because I have seen where Facebook, there was a group of 20,000 people, but because of the content, the level of content, they removed the group. They had to start over. So just be careful with that. Now, with organic reach of groups, that has dropped to only 6%. So if you have a group of 100 people, that's only 66 or so people in your group will be able to see. So you have to be consistent with posting and working on getting engagement. And one way to do that is making, sometimes just tagging people, depending on what information that you're sharing. Just make sure that you're tagging people so that you can get them to participate more. And then, so they're overhauling the news feed. So I was able to see what the change was, but wasn't able to add it to the presentation on time. But at the end of the day, they're trying to make it better for the user. And when they're making it better for the user, sometimes the businesses are the casualties of this. But so we work around it and we change and we adapt. So the algorithm is changing. Okay, next slide. So this is to talk about what you can do as a business in order to rise to the occasion as far as your posts. Encourage engagement. So making sure that you're not just posting for posting's sake to be relevant, you are asking questions. And we'll have we have a challenge, and I'll talk more about that coming up in a week and a half or so. And the purpose of that is to just make sure to give a calendar. And so ask questions, especially, the ones that work now are the ones where, how are you feeling with COVID happening right now? How are you feeling? And you have a gauge, different colors, things like that. You may see on your newsfeed, you may think that they're irrelevant, but that gets people, because people are going by so quickly, the fact that someone just has to post a blue heart that's not that big a deal. And people like to be heard, or they like their information to be read. So things like that we may feel are minor, with compassion, they will become major. And you should post quality content as well. If you're going to post right. And the advice is to do videos that are at least 3 minutes long. For those who know me, know that that's something that's a problem for me. I hate being on video, but try and once a week, either do a Facebook Live or a video, post images, text, or if you have to do text only. And if you can, avoid the outbound links. And outbound links are, links to other websites. Of course, that is not always logical, because you may want people to go and buy something from your website. But if you're not doing that every day, then you can be accommodated. And here's a tip on knowing when to post. If you're business to business, then it's advisable 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And of course, we're all on different time zones. So your customers may be on the East Coast or vice versa. But just, so you can, that's when, you have your range of 9 a.m. to 2, when people are more active. Because usually with many of us on Mondays, we have our head down, just trying to make sure that we're set up for the week. And then for your consumers, noon on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, again, going across the different time zones. So the other one is, there is a way that you can make sure that your customers see you. And that is by, and so I put the excerpt here, where if you look on your news feed, you will see that there's shortcuts. You can edit those shortcuts and then advise them to put your fan page or your group at the top, so that you will be seen sooner. And so these are mine. So of course they're at the top. But yeah, that is one tip, that when you do get a website or a group, when you do have a fan page or a group, you can advise them to do that. And because the rate at which users are able to see fan pages has dropped, just you may just have to, bottom line, leverage Facebook and Instagram ads. But all is not lost there, because Facebook and Instagram are not doing ads as much for larger companies right now. With COVID-19, they are giving small businesses the opportunity to post. So if you have a fan page, do it. And we'll talk about advertising, because for users, they have the opportunity right now on a user's news feed. They have the capacity to see 1,500 different items on their news feed. And Facebook has reduced that to 300. You want to be in that 300, and you want that if you were to open Instagram now, you'll see that there's someone's personal, one of your friends have posted, but you see that the second one is a sponsored ad. You want to be that second sponsored ad. And so it's worth it for that $1 a day. It'll be worth it for cents, but we'll get there. I'll show you that as we get further. So I want to talk now about social media tools. About social media tools. And so these are some that I want to share to make sure that, you hit the ground running after this call, that you can go and look at these sites and post. So I've broken them down into 4 different sections. You have, but let me start though with the free stock photo sites on the bottom left hand of the screen, as well as the basic graphic design. So for many years, if you want to look really professional with your fan page, you would have to go to someone to pay $50, $60 at least. It's much more now to get that done. Well, now you can go and get free, beautiful stock photos from Unsplash, Pixels, and Best by Shopify. So those of you who have Shopify carts, stores, even if you don't, you can go to the Best by Shopify, and you can get the photos, and then you can go to Canva and PicMonkey and quickly get a template. You can get an Instagram post template, a Facebook post template, a banner template. And I wouldn't consider myself creative, even though that's my email address, but still I wouldn't consider myself that. But now I'm able to just within minutes, I need a banner, I need a flyer, I'm able to get that out. And so if I can do it, so can you. Content surfacing tools. So we have, so these are different websites where you can get the content that you need. I know that, you know, we've said that there are many of us who just get by, and there are many of us who don't post as often, because at the end of the day, based on what your business is, you may not every day be waking up and be saying like, I know what I need to post. It's not that easy all the time. But you can go to Up Content, Right Relevance, BuzzSumo, and be able to get that content. And also you can, once you've got that information, so if you're able to sit for a minute, get that information, and then go to the content scheduling software where you have Hootsuite, Buffer, Sprout Social, you can then schedule, say you find 10 items, you just sit and then you schedule that out for the next 10 days or so. Unless you're on Twitter, then you need to, you know, do several, but you can schedule that out and you have your content. So it is not as difficult as, you know, it could be. You can still do this, and especially now. So I do have some examples on the next page where this is an example of BuzzSumo. And what I was able to find was that with BuzzSumo, I think you get 5 free searches, and then you have to sign up for maybe $12 to $14 a month. I can't remember because I didn't sign up on that one. But what I did was I went and I looked for photography tips. And then it'll give you an article where you can take that article, you'll be able to see how well it did or how well it didn't do, and then post it, you know, on your page. Again, if you're an event planner, you can go in and find that information there. Remember, I gave you 4 different sites, so you can go to these different ones and get what's relevant to you and then post that information. So I had also said, so this is an example I took today to show you, you know, I had said that there are content scheduling tools, but there's old Facebook actually. You can go to Facebook with a fan page, and when you put your information there, at the bottom it'll say post scheduling and additional options, and it will allow you to schedule your post that you have days in advance. So again, you don't have to wait and then, you know, wait for tomorrow. You can post today, you can post for tomorrow, the next day. It'll give you the day and the time that you wanted to post. So next, also, I just took an excerpt of the ready-made images on Canva on the next slide, just to show you of what's possible. So again, you can see Instagram posts, story, animated social media. So for this one, this particular webinar, I used an animated one. It was so cool. I don't have the stats, but I did a sponsored ad, and it showed me that 700 people viewed that within a few days. And that was based on $1 a day, just for a few days. So it is possible. Now I want to go look at the Nextdoor app for community engagement. And so, as I said, with this, so many of us are on Nextdoor, and in Oakland and across the US, you can, each area, so even with Oakland, there's Millsmont, there's Eastmont, there's Montclair, we all have access to Nextdoor. well, as individuals. Well, what you can do with Nextdoor now is claim your business. So I'm sure on the far left here, you can go in and click that green claim your business button. And it'll, you know, it'll give a list of businesses. What you want to do, well, what I did, because my business wasn't there, I went to the very bottom and then I clicked mine, Ameriotech, and then clicked claim my business. And then it'll say, on the far right here, it'll say, you know, what best describes you, whether you're a neighbor for hire or you're a professional business. So for example, if you're, you know, a neighbor for hire, you're a painter, you'll click that handyman and be able to claim your business. Once that's done, the next thing then is it'll allow you to create a business page. And on the next page, it'll allow you to create a business. Oh, it went through twice, but it'll allow you to create a business page. And then once that's done, you can enter your information, which is so helpful because, and the point of this, the point of sharing this is, for example, if you have a fitness company, you can then, you know, post and give information, give free information that people need. If you sell life insurance, again, give free information. You don't want to, you know, be insensitive and just keep posting, but you go in and participate the same way you do in on Facebook. You participate in other people's, if they have questions, and especially right now for real estate, you know, with people looking, with sales, you want to make sure that you participate. And then in the area that you're in, you'll be able to share information and advertise locally to where you're selling that information. And oh, so okay, so I see you're on the call, Leslie. I'm not quite sure how that will work in Australia, and I haven't checked if there is a Nextdoor there. So I guess that was a sweeping assumption that it's available. So I'll take that away and see how you can get that to work. So next is some quick tips for ads on what is currently working for you. Yeah, so you ask yourself right now, what is currently working for you? If you don't have a Facebook fan page, then obviously nothing right now, but you know, you can work to see, hopefully this has helped with what you can change. And what, if you do, and you start posting now, you have to pay attention to performance. This week, as we were preparing for this presentation, and actually this is the second presentation for Small Business Week. Tomorrow, Charmaine has a presentation on making sure that I see a question, I'll answer that, Theophilus. Making sure that you level up your website. So branding, leveling up your website, and talking about funnels as well. And that's the same time tomorrow. Charmaine, can you post the level up, the bit.ly in the chat? And so you want to pay attention to performance. Remember again, your target demographic. And then there's a question of to boost and not to boost. We'll cover that in a minute. And then remember that your Facebook ads can be on Instagram. When you set up your ads, whether you're doing a boost or you're setting up from scratch, there will be a check mark that will ask you if you want to add it on Instagram. And then so you can just do that. So now let me answer a question. So Theophilus, you asked me if this can be done in Ghana, and I am gonna have to get back to you on that as well, because I don't know as far as neighborhood, if it was the neighborhood question that you asked me, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one, but I will, because that's a good question. So next we can take a look at advertising. And so I want to show this because, as I had said, I set up, this is like the Asada website is like my chicken soup for my soul. Well, they all are, I guess, but I'm able to just post beautiful pictures of beautiful chocolate women. And so, and it's just, I post them and they're beautiful and they get shares. But I think with this one, I wanted to get more fans on the fan page. And so I tell you, I did no more than the $1 a day, which was the minimum. And within a few weeks, I got 42,000 likes. And I found this picture on Instagram. It's not mine. I don't know her, but I knew that it was a beautiful picture and it got that many fans and that many shares, which helped me to grow the page to the 14,000 within a couple of months. It was minimal. So if you think about the fact that, well, maybe for $60, and you know, it just depends. You know, you have to find your sweet spot based on what it is that you do. And so, you know, if you think about the fact that I was able, for $60, I was able to get this much with what I needed. That is what I'm trying to share about the possibilities once you know. The next one as well was, again, this was, the next slide was engagement. So I used a picture of beautiful women to just ask a question, and you can do the same. So, you know, of course, all of us, our markets are different. So again, if you have a mannequin that you know will get engagement, then you can ask that question and then put your URL there as well, just to get engagement. If it's once a week to get that kind of engagement, then that's, you know, that's what they are beautiful, and yeah, so that it's fun, and that, you know, it's fun to be able to do. Oh, and I did it again. So, so this is to show you, the next slide is to show you Facebook ads using Boost. And as you see, it was a Wednesday. I had this beautiful lady, and I said, you know, all I want are people who like the fan page and who are connected to those friends. That was it. So as you build your fan page, you want those who are connected. And all you see there, it was $3. And I can't quite remember, but you know, it was, I think it was about 400 likes that I got for that. Oh, so what I wanted to explain, where I said cents on the dollar, these pictures you see, when you go and you look on Instagram, on your insights, you look on Instagram or Facebook, you'll see that the cost per click is 0.01 cents. So, you know, if you come back down from the $60 for 2 months, come back down again to the $1 a day, you come back down to your results, it's 0.01 per click. I don't know if you can get better than that. Now, it doesn't, that is not the result for everybody, because they just set it and forget it, and that's not going to work. You still have to pay attention and monitor that. So this week, as we were working for the National Small Business Week, we had ads out there, and I had to monitor, because some of the ads were $1 per click. I immediately cut those off, but we were able to still work with the 13 cents and 14 cents per click, so that you wonderful guys were able to see us on your news feeds and sign up. So next, okay. So just to go over again, what we covered was making sure that you get seen on Nextdoor, being able to boost your posts, as well as, you know, just, you know, whether it's getting an ad from scratch, and some of the changes that you can make in order to, you know, get moving right now in these troubled times. I want to, oh yeah, because I wanted to leave enough time for questions. So I just have a few more slides that I want to go over based on, you know, being able to give you more information on this 14-day challenge. So on May 18th, we'll have a 2-week challenge where many of the things that we've spoken about, we are going to dig into to get you, you know, increase that level of confidence. So we want to work on your social media goals if you don't have any, and if you need help. We want to increase your followers and fans. I'll show you how to do follower farming, that we have on Instagram. And then between us as well, we can just make sure that, you know, I follow you, you follow me, and we tag one another to get that moving. How you can increase engagement. I touched on it a little today, but we'll dig deeper into that. And then using pixels to improve sales. I will show you how you can do that. Many of you, well, for me, when I go to a website, I may go to a website, click on the shopping cart, but then give up and then leave. And but then I'll find that when I go to another, you know, another page, you know, the outfit that I avoided is right there, and it'll be right there for days on end. And that's pixels. What they did was, you know, they connected to follow you. And, you know, you see cookies, they'll say, you know, there are cookies on that site. But so I'll show you how that works so you can use it for your business. And then again, deeper dive into your advertising so you can use better copy, and then marketing funnels that Shimon will touch on as well. So next, and so the bonuses that you'll get are a workbook. So you'll get a 14-day challenge workbook that we will, you know, commit to your journey. We'll go through. So every day you'll get, you know, you'll be given instruction on what to do. You'll have the workbook. Next slide, you'll document your intentions. And then we'll talk about the plan for the next 2 weeks where you'll be able to post what you want. Next slide. So that's the plan. And then the next is there'll be a dedicated Facebook group as well. So once you sign up, you'll be added to the Facebook group where we'll every day there'll be a Facebook Live where we'll be able to talk. Now, I'm on the fence about that. It may be that, or it may be a Zoom, whichever, you know, is more comfortable for everybody. But what's most important here is the calendar on the next slide, where, so for example, we start on the 18th. So as a group, we'll walk through promoting yourself. For example, on that first day of the 18th of May, asking a question. Then for the 20th, for example, you're the expert. So you'll post something and people can ask you questions and again, promote yourself the next day. So, and so on and so forth till past Memorial Day. And, you know, that's a good time, even though now everyone's well, most people are at home, so all the days merge into one, but you have this opportunity to be able to make something. So if you go to the Empowered after this, and we'll send this information as well, the empoweredmarketingonline.com, I forgot the .com on that slide, and sign up. Chamber members, it's free. So for chamber members, if you go to the newsletter that was sent out on Tuesday from the chamber, you'll have the code, the discount code. But right now, you know, that this challenge goes easily for about $300 at least. And I hope that the information that I shared with you today in just an hour, you can be confident in how much I'll be able to share with you in 2 weeks. So, any questions? So everyone is unmuted. So, or, you know, you're able to talk.
Can you tell?
Go ahead.
Hi, it was beautiful. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. I have one question, and it's that I need the sign up information again.
Oh, okay. For the challenge?
Yes.
Okay, I'll get that to you.
Okay.
Writing my notes. Okay. Oh, as I'm seeing questions here in the Q&A. Oh, Stephanie, you asked what are fan pages? Oh, okay. Good question. So let me see. Right now on Facebook, I've noticed that the past few months, I'll be on my page and then I'll see a celebrity come on the top. So I think right now the person who I still haven't followed is Kyla Pratt. Also, you see Idris Elba. I'm doing the extreme here, but you see, and you'll have his picture, and then it'll say follow. and so that's a fan page. But then for businesses as well. So you have individual pages. So me and you, we have our individual pages that, you know, we have a maximum of 5,000. But then a fan page, you can, it's infinite. You can have as many as you want. So yes, Charmaine, you want to answer the question? Jermaine said you wanted to answer the question. No? No? Okay. And yes, Gwen, we will share the PowerPoint for the webinar. And then, oh, Leslie, you want the best source of metrics and what basic metrics do you use? So so actually the Facebook metrics are amazing. They are so, they're amazing and complex that they, so we can set up a call so I go over, because you can either use the Facebook metrics or those content scheduling.
Tell you.
Those content scheduling that I put up there, like Hootsuite, they also do metrics, but you can't go wrong with the Instagram and Facebook metrics, because any third party, they're essentially taking the metrics from Facebook anyway. And Facebook will tell you, you know, where they were from, and especially with videos, when they left, you know, watching your video. So right now, I would say, if you have a fan page, stay with the Instagram and Facebook metrics will be good enough. What they call insights. You're welcome. Okay, so let me look on the again, the PowerPoint. Okay.
What's the cost for the challenge for non?
It's only $47. At the end of the day, it's Corona. It's only $47 just so that I can print out the workbook.
Okay.
And oh, wait. Let's see. I'm looking here more. Oh yeah, so $47, Devona.
Okay, thank you.
I think I'm trying. I'm looking at the QA and we're looking at the chat.
So,
We
Jeannie, it's Shemaine. We have a
uh,
question from Leslie. She's asking
Uh,
you the best source for metrics.
yeah, that's the one where I said Facebook or Instagram is
Okay.
the best. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just making sure everything is covered here. Oh, yes. I intended to do that. So this is, again, this is National Small Business Week. Many small businesses are struggling with being able to, you know, get sales, because many were brick and mortar. So the Oakland African American Chamber of Commerce is working very hard to just make sure that they take care of you know, small businesses and working to help them. So yesterday there was a webinar by Ernestine Nettles talking about how to get certified or get your certification from the city of Oakland. What we'll do is, for everybody who has registered for all three, we will send out the recording so that you can see. And then we have this social media now because it's very important. And this is also being hosted by the African American Chamber. And then tomorrow we have Charmaine's presentation as well. She put it in the chat. It's bit.ly web level up. W is uppercase, L is uppercase, and U is uppercase. So the chamber is doing a lot to take care of African American small business owners. And so actually we have time. Kathy, you were unmuted. Do you want to speak?
Oh, no, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
No, I'm good. Thank you.
So Kathy is a CEO of the chamber, and who has worked tirelessly during her tenure to get us to where we are. And so you can also reach out to me or Shemaine or Kathy if you would like to join, because as you can see, the benefits are endless. You'll get technical assistance. We have a newsletter that goes out every week. We just ask that you submit what you need by the Friday of the week before. And it will go out on Tuesday, and we have everything, you send that, your flyer, your information, and that will go out to hundreds of chamber members to support you. So if you don't remember this, you can email membership@oaacc.org. Let me type that in. But yeah, we'll send out the PowerPoint. Okay, so we're done with 3 minutes to spare. Oh, and so let me send. So I'll keep this open for a few minutes. The chat, I'll keep the chat and the Zoom open for a few minutes with the links so that you can get this, and with the OAACC website as well, so that you can get more information, subscribe, and sign up for membership. It's just that I can't talk and type at the same time. I'm typing, Claudia, I'm typing the website for the challenge, empoweredmarketingonline.com. And then to sign up for the chamber is go to oaacc.org to sign up for the chamber and get, everything, to be in the know. And then also, we also have a Facebook page as well. I think it's the facebook.com. It's not Facebook / it's facebook.com, the OAACC. And my email. And this information will be in the slides that we send you, but just in case. Oh, you know what? I was sending. I was typing, but I wasn't typing to everybody.
Okay.
It's all there now.
Thank you.
Oh, this went into one. Sorry. My email is the last one, and then it's just not cooperating. But it's facebook.com/the OAACC and creativeminds@gene.com. But it'll be in the PowerPoint for you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jeannie. It was great.
Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. I'm gonna stay so you can copy what was in the chat. I'll stay for a minute.
Okay.
Thanks, KJ. Thank you all for joining.
Okay, Jeannie, I'm gonna go.
I'll call you.